You are listening to Uranium Spotlight on Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. Brought to you by Purepoint Uranium Group, your exploration partner in Canada's Athabasca Basin. Purepoint has commenced a 5,000-meter drill program at Turner Lake, a project surrounded by extensive exploration from industry leaders and on trend with the highest uranium-grade deposit in the world. And now your host, Chris Frostad.
This week on Uranium Spotlight, the WNFC sets off uranium trading. Cameco steps up for Ukraine. The uranium industry battles nuclear misconceptions, and more M&A in the uranium production space. Last week, the uranium spot price dropped slightly by $2.75, moving from $89.75 a pound to $87 per pound U3O8. The week saw a flurry of activity in the uranium spot market after a relatively quiet period due to the World Nuclear Fuel Cycle meeting in Kazakhstan. 6 transactions took place, with prices fluctuating throughout the week. Early on, prices were slightly elevated for forward month deliveries, but they soon began to decline as bidders faced multiple offers. The biggest drop occurred midweek, with a seller accepting a bid of $87 a pound. However, prices rebounded towards the end of the week. Despite lower spot volume compared to previous months, the market remains active. Market participants are closely monitoring possible sanctions on Russian uranium, production delays, increased financial demand, and utilities entering the market to cover unfulfilled needs. In the term market, activity was limited, with no new utility contracts reported. However, some off-market non-utility purchases were tracked, and a few utilities are evaluating offers. There are indications of potential increased utility demand in the coming months, driven in part by discussions from the WNFC. However, utility timing in the market may be influenced by spot uranium prices. The long-term U3O8 price remains unchanged for April at $75 a pound U3O8. Overall, the market continues to react to various factors, including geopolitical tensions and supply chain dynamics. An article in last week's Globe and Mail referenced a significant display of international cooperation and resource diplomacy as Cameco, a leading Canadian uranium producer, emerged as a pivotal ally in Ukraine's efforts to maintain its energy independence amidst ongoing conflict. As the world grapples with geopolitical instability, Cameco's bold move highlights the strategic role of Canadian natural resources on the global stage. The partnership began shortly after the onset of Russia's aggressive actions towards Ukraine, leading Ukrainian officials to approach Cameco with a critical request. Faced with the daunting task of powering their Soviet-era nuclear reactors, which supply 55% of the nation's electricity, without relying on Russian fuel, Ukraine sought a reliable alternative. Despite the inherent risks of operating in a conflict zone, Cameco agreed to take on the challenge, demonstrating a robust commitment to global energy security. Cameco's involvement is part of a broader Canadian strategy to leverage its abundant natural resources, including uranium, to strengthen alliances and enhance national security. The Saskatoon-based company, which operates the world's second-largest uranium production, has efficiently ended Ukraine's dependence on Russian nuclear fuel. The operation spans multiple continents, starting from uranium extraction in northern Saskatchewan, progressing through processing stages in Ontario, and culminating in the production of fuel rods in Europe by Westinghouse, a firm recently acquired by Cameco and Brookfield Asset Management. This initiative not only supports Ukraine in maintaining its electrical grid amid war, but also sets a precedent for other nations. Countries like Bulgaria, Slovakia, Poland, and the Czech Republic, once reliant on Russian fuel for their nuclear reactors, are now engaging with Cameco to transition to more secure and reliable energy sources. The move also strengthens Canada's position in the North American energy landscape. With the United States depending heavily on uranium imports, of which Canada supplies a significant portion, Cameco's action bolsters the bilateral security ties through energy dependency. This relationship is crucial at a time when the U.S. is looking to diminish its reliance on uranium from Russia and other non-allied nations. Cameco's response to Ukraine's call for help is a testament to the company's agility and the strategic use of Canadian resources to respond to global crises. It underscores the importance of Canada's role on the world stage, particularly in sectors where it holds significant advantages, such as nuclear energy. As geopolitical tensions continue to unfold, the partnership between Canada and Ukraine through Cameco not only illuminates the path to greater energy independence for nations at risk, but also showcases the potential of Canadian diplomacy and resource management in fostering global stability and cooperation. Last week in Germany, some Green Party politicians were caught spreading misinformation about the safety of nuclear reactors during an energy crisis. They ignored the fact that nuclear power is a carbon-free energy source crucial for combating climate change. Questions about the safety of uranium mining also arise, despite modern mining being very safe. Places like Quebec and Greenland have bans on uranium mining, but regulations since the 1950s ensure miners' exposure to radiation remains well below harmful levels. Recently, Namibia's Department of Agriculture blocked a Russian-owned company, Uranium One, from operating a mine, citing concerns about water quality. Uranium One and local politicians argued the exploration was safe and could benefit the region economically. They suggested political motives behind the permit revocation. Misinformation often links nuclear power to TV portrayals like The Simpsons or to nuclear weapons. However, nuclear power is widely used worldwide and emits relatively low carbon dioxide compared to other sources. Politicians opposing nuclear power often prioritize political gains or maintain poverty in certain areas for personal interests. Overcoming this tribalism is crucial in addressing energy crises and climate change without severe consequences. The Christian Democratic Union in Germany criticized the decision to phase out nuclear power, accusing deception. Such divisive politics hinder progress, especially from parties claiming to prioritize the environment and climate change. Uranium and rare earth producer Energy Fuels has struck a landmark deal to acquire Base Resources, a move valued at $241.9 million US. This acquisition aims to establish a dominant player in the critical minerals sector, particularly focusing on rare earth elements, uranium, and heavy mineral sands production. The announcement caused a surge in Base Resources shares by a staggering 123% on Monday, while Energy Fuels experienced a more subdued market reaction, with its stock down by 12% by market close. The deal not only solidifies Energy Fuels' position in the market, but also provides a strategic development pathway, particularly for Base Resources' Teleria project in Madagascar. This project is anticipated to become a significant source of rare earth-bearing monazite, a crucial raw mineral for various advanced technologies. Energy Fuels CEO Mark Chalmers highlighted the significance of the acquisition, emphasizing the company's commitment to developing a secure, U.S.-centric rare earth oxide supply chain. He outlined plans to leverage their expertise and infrastructure to establish a robust rare earth element production facility at the White Mesa Mill in Utah. This acquisition aligns with Energy Fuels' broader strategy of expanding its critical mineral portfolio, especially as uranium prices continue to soar amid a resurgence of nuclear power. The company aims to capitalize on this momentum while bolstering its capabilities in rare earth element production, essential for clean energy technologies and electric vehicles. The transaction is subject to customary closing conditions, including regulatory approvals, and is expected to be finalized in the third quarter of 2024. Upon completion, Energy Fuels will emerge as a dominant force in the critical minerals landscape, poised for further growth and innovation. And that wraps up your Uranium Spotlight coverage for this week. For more news and events from the world of uranium, please tune in next week to Uranium Spotlight.
You've been listening to Uranium Spotlight, your weekly podcast dedicated to delivering the latest news and events shaping the uranium fuel market and its critical role in the global energy landscape. Brought to you by Purepoint Uranium Group. Purepoint actively operates a portfolio of advanced uranium projects in the world's richest uranium district and has established partnerships with some of the largest uranium suppliers worldwide. While our passion for this subject is undeniable, it's essential to clarify that the information presented here is not investment advice. Instead, our goal is to offer an unbiased and comprehensive review of recent events that could impact uranium prices. Join us again next Tuesday for Uranium Spotlight.